I am not a person of faith. I would like you to give me a definition or a logic concept of what is God. Is it possible to have a concept in order to know Him?
If we want to know who is Gopal, Krishna Devi, Swami Omkarananda, Swami Ramananda, Michael, Peter, and we say a concept like a rational and political animal. Even it is right, it will say nothing about Gopal in particular. A concept has no history, no texture, no perfume, no narrative. If you say Argentine, India, United States of America, Volkswagen, Mercedes Benz, etc., etc. All these words has no history. So they don't allow you to know really nothing about a country or a people. If you say Israel, a country, a nation, you need an history. So through the concept, it is impossible to know not only God, but nobody and nothing. When human beings talk about God, they talk about an history. In the same way that when you talk about somebody, you talk about a history. The human being is an historical being, first of all. You, what are you without your story? Who are you without the narration of your life? You are a story. Who is your father, your mother? For you, a story. When human beings talk about God, they talk about a story. If you see the Hebrew revelation, we don't say God is a self-sufficient entity. We talk about Elokei Abraham, Elokei Yitzchak, Elokei Yaakov, the God of Abraham, the God of Yitzchak, the God of Yaakov. Asher hotzeticha me'eretz Mitzrayim, the God who took you from Egypt. When we talk about God, we talk about history. And it's not only the history of God, but it's the history of God with the human. To talk about God is to talk about an history. If we go to India, we talk about Leelas, pastimes. To talk about, to associate with Krishna is to associate with his Leelas, his pastimes. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter, 19 verse, it is said that we never become tired to hear, to talk about the pastimes of Lord Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 14, it is say, Satatam kiritayanto mam yatantas chadri dhavrataha namasyantas chamam bhakti anitya yukta upasate. Satatam, always, kiritayanto, glorifying mam, me, always glorifying me. That is the constant activity of the Mahatmas. That is that glorification. And how glorify Krishna? Shravanam, Kirtanam, hearing, glorifying, talking, narrate. So to talk about Krishna is to talk about his history, his pastimes. That is the way the devotee relate to God. It is impossible to know somebody or God through a concept. The only way to know God is the symbol. We can know God only through the symbol. That has two parts: what is showing and what is hidden. Jesus say in John 14:9, who saw me, saw the Father. And that showed Jesus as a symbolic end. Because Jesus is the visible, and the Father the invisible. The symbol has these two parts. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the servant, the perfect servant, but he is simultaneously Krishna. And in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we read in Bengali his history, his pastimes. That is the only way to know God. Then appeared the malignant devil, the malignant demon of Descartes. The malignant demon of Descartes that is the enemy of the phenomenology. It is a wound in the individual consciousness that break the sensory perception with the unmanifest, because arise the doubt in the individual consciousness about what he perceives. And when that doubt arises, you can only trust in what the mind creates. Only then you can trust only in the concept. Try to understand the malignant demon of Descartes bring the doubt about your perception, and then your only alternative is to trust in your own conceptualization about the thing or what the thing is. And then the only medicine can be for this division, for this break, can be the symbol of that reintegrate and lead us to know the unmanifest through the manifest, the invisible through the visible, the Father through Jesus, Krishna through Lord Chaitanya. And this is the critic of Husserl. This is the critic of Husserl. That we create such a magnitude of concepts, we conceptualize reality until the point that instead of describe things through concepts, we cover the thing with the concepts. It's a conceptualization that cover instead of describe. The concepts don't say anymore something about the things, but we look how to adapt the thing with the concepts. We go in life and we don't conceptualize people. We try to introduce them in the box of our previous made concepts. No. You want to know God through concepts, but not God, and nothing can be known through concepts. The only way to know is with meditation, the disappearing of yourself as a concept. And only then in that disappearing, to really know, by dissolving yourself as a concept in reality, in God.